Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Yanique, back today with another video. Today I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do a story time. Yes, if you're interested in listening to this story, a factual story that is something that actually happened to me, just keep on watching. A little backstory: Corona came out in 2019 and we went into lockdown. Jamaica went into lockdown in March 2020. So yeah, so during that time, I didn't have a vehicle. I used to take public transportation to and from work. I work in a medical institution, so I was not among the group of persons who were exempted from attending physical work. I wasn't in a position to work from home. Leading up to April the 1st, that's when it happened. Yeah, so I didn't really have a need to have my personal vehicle because I just usually take public transportation because I literally live like on a day where we have traffic, it's like 10 minutes then, or 15 minutes maximum. On a day where we have heavy traffic, that's the distance from where I live to where I work. So for me to get a vehicle during that period, not saying it wasn't necessary or I didn't want a vehicle, but it was not a need. It was something that I could live without for the time being, right? And then during that time I was also going to school. I was finishing up college. Actually graduated in 2020, so yeah, that was the year in which I was finishing up college. So I didn't really have the resources to buy a vehicle like right there and then. And at the time I was single, so it's not a case where I had my partner could take me to work. So I went to work, and then of course we started closing the office a bit earlier. So we started closing the office at 2 p.m. I remember vividly. Started closing the office at 2 p.m. when we went into lockdown, as I said. But during that time, people, like, the place was like ghost town. The place was literally like ghost town because you hardly saw anybody on the road. So you were just like probably one or two persons if you're lucky. So because yeah, like I said, them time the people they take COVID serious, but no one left their yard unless they have to. Yeah, lockdown was a real thing back then. I walked out to the bus stop. So I left work at 2. I get out there like probably 2:05 thereabout, and yeah, the first taxi I saw, I just decided to take it because I was like, you know what, like the road lonely and I don't want to be out here all by myself for too long. So the first taxi I see, I go just jump in it. So that's what I did. Red plate, guys, red plate taxi, right? So I went into the taxi. It was a 7-seater, so you know them have the oven at the back and then the middle piece, and then yeah yeah, I call it oven. So the windows were down, like the front window, you know, the back part, the oven part, now have no window for wind down. So the front windows were down, the middle section window was down, right? So nobody now have nothing to hide. So 2 men were at the front, the driver and another male as a passenger in the front, and then there was a female in the middle section. So it was 3 occupants in the vehicle, based on what my eyes could see at least. And so, you know, naturally as a woman, when you see a woman in a vehicle or whatever, you're just going to think it's safe. So I went into the vehicle, and like, you know, when you have like this intuition, like you just know, say something is up. Like literally 2 or 3 seconds of being in the vehicle, they wind up the windows, Mind you, this car is pitch dark, but I had no idea or no way of knowing because all the windows were down when I was entering the vehicle. So they wind up all the windows, lock the door. People, when I tell you that my heart started pounding, cold bumps that wash my body, like my entire body, like the ear them stand up on my skin, because I just knew something was off. Like not now yet, you know, but me just know say something did off. Lo and behold, I heard some shuffling around the back, around the back section, what we normally call the over around there. So I heard some shuffling, so I was like, what the hell is happening? Because I didn't see anybody around there when I entered the vehicle. All I see was the two men at the front, the driver and the passenger, and the male passenger at the front and the female in the middle section. I didn't see anybody else in the vehicle, and mind you, the windows were all wind down when I was entering the vehicle. So I hear this shuffling around at the back, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? So when I was about to look around the back now, I felt something pointing at the back of my head. I felt a force on the back of my head, right? And the girl, no, the woman was sitting beside of me. The woman bawled out. She was like, why? People, mind you, this is somebody who is in on it. She's working with them, and she pretend as if she has no idea what's happening and she's being held up just like myself, when that is far from the truth, because she's in on it, right? The male passenger at the front, he had a gun pointing at me as well. So the guy at the back, one of the guys, because there were two guys at the back, so two guys at the back, the two males at the front and the female in the middle, and then myself. So the two guys at the back, one of them had a gun, right? And he was pointing it at me, and I'm going to tell you why I confirmed it was a gun later on. But the guy at the front, honestly speaking, I'm not sure if the one at the front was a fake gun or what. Not sure if it was fake or not, but he pointed a gun at me, the one at the front as well. So same time now, they were like, hold on your head, hold on your head, right? And then put a kerchief over my head, and they were like, hold on your head, hold on your head. So obviously I did as they told me to do, because obviously I have no control over the situation at all, because I'm literally being kidnapped and being held at gunpoint at this point. So what I gotta do? Go on at my bed and gun down my head, back and front. So anyways, after them put the kerchief over my head, the one at the front ease up with feeling badness and adjust the gun to my head back. So they took my bag. At that time I had a iPhone 6, so they took my phone. I had like probably $3,000 cash on me. I don't really normally walk with enough cash, because I was going to work, but I use money though anyways, apart from like buy lunch or whatever. I was even surprised I had that much money on me on that day, because usually I just walk with like $2,000 or so, but on that day I had like 3,000 something. Anyways, irrelevant. So they took out the little cash that I had, and they took my phone. So what happened now was, they took me to this. So while they're driving, right, the guy at the front, apparently he's the one who is tech savvy, because the guy at the front started asking me questions about my phone. So he was like, what's your Apple ID, what's your Apple ID, what's your Apple password, and all of that. And I don't know if it's just me, but I don't tend to like memorize my Apple password like to the T, because I hardly need to use it to log in. You get what I mean? So those are passwords I tend to write down, but I don't really memorize them in my head, because it's not like a day-to-day password that I use. While I'm go through my bag and everything, and him don't see the little scraps of money were in there and thing, they saw my bank card, because I always have my bank card on me because I hardly have cash. They asked me how much money I have on my card. So I say I don't have any money on it. So no, me never talk so decent. I say I don't have the money on it. Him say, so we are going to use to save your life. That's why him look at me and say no. Him say, so how you plan to save your life? Where you use to save your life? So I say, well, I don't know, you know. Guys, mind you, I'm almost up myself. I'm almost about to die. Like within that moment, me I pray to the Almighty, me say I've never prayed that much in my entire life. Praying, me say me pray so till I prayed endlessly. I ask God, like, Lord, please, may I ask you to deal. You know, when you're in a certain situations, I mean, this is not necessarily a good thing, but you know, like when you're in certain situations and you make so many promises to God, you're like, Lord, if you deliver me from this is what me I go do, that how me. You make so many promises when you're in certain situations, which, like I said, is not a good thing, because you're supposed to be faithful to God no matter what. You're supposed to worship God no matter what. You're supposed to be genuine and authentic with God no matter what. Not that I wasn't, right? Not that I wasn't before. But within that, you know, when people like, oh, you realize your life will go flash before your eyes. And then it's like you go up on your knees and you just pour out your heart to God. In that moment, me pour out my heart to God, me I tell you. The guy now, after him say whatever about the card and thing, him start asking me about my phone, and like me say, for the love of me, I could not remember the Apple password. I could not. You have a gun to your head back. Like how the hell you gonna remember them thing they under pressure? You get what I said? It's impossible for you to remember something to the T. I mean, when you're in a adversity and trials, like, your brain better click because of life or death. But I just couldn't remember. I couldn't remember the actual part. I entered what I thought it was, but it wasn't that, right? So I entered like 5 times and the brother was like, this not working, this not working. So he's like, enter right password. So me I said to him, say, that's the part, cause guys, as me say, me don't know, I don't know. I was two things. I was calm, yet a little bit aggressive and annoyed, because I was like, me did the message team say, that's the password me always enter. Me don't know no other password. Cause as me say, me not talk to them no nice, you know, make them feel say, oh, a woman have money, you know, a woman have money. So me I chat to them rab and patois. So me I say, that are the password me know, that are the password, me don't know the other password. So I think it was a driver or one of them at the back. I don't remember the who it was, right? I don't remember who exactly it was, but I know one of them said to him, say, brother, we can't start that talk now, we can't start out like them. I say them can't wipe the phone or something like so, because once they had the email address, I guess that was sufficient for them to clear whatever or hack the phone or whatever. Because I gave them the password, the passcode, your regular password to open the phone, and then I also gave them the Apple ID, like I said, but I just couldn't remember the Apple password. So yeah, I gave them all of that, and then eventually, as me say, he just give up, and he was like, the other guy, somebody said to him, say, brother, no worry about that, man, we figure it out, or something of the sort, right? So yeah, that was all there was for the phone and for the possessions. And so them drive me go to this place. I mean, no, I know the place, but back then I didn't know the area. I'm not going to say which area it was that they took me, but yeah, they literally took me to a place that I had no idea about, right? I didn't know that place at all. So yeah, they drove around, and I can recall the driver saying to one of them, saying, brother, so one brother they up the road, you know, so one brother they up the road. So him say, make a circle, or him say, circle around the block, circle around the block, right? And he did just that, because obviously them don't want nobody see when them are let me out of the vehicle and and whatever. When them circle around now and them say coast clear, so them let me off of one place, and the one at the front came out. This criminal was being a gentleman, alright, because he opened the door for me. Like, guys, trust me, no, I can laugh about this because that happened in 2020 and we're now in 2022. So that's why you even see me laugh about this, but it's not something I even felt comfortable. Like, honestly, guys, this video took courage out of me to open up to you guys, to even come on this platform and open up like this, getting out of my comfort zone, and it's taking a whole lot, trust me. Before I came out the vehicle, right, one of the guy at the back pushed the gun to the side of my face like this, and him say, anyway you try nothing, you're dead. That's what he said. He said, anyway you try nothing, you're dead. So the guy at the front now came out, opened the door, and he walked with me, as I said, the opposite direction. So he walked with me a little bit of distance, right? And he said to me, say, don't turn around and look on the car. Because any you look on it, he said, we are watch you. Any you look on the car, you're dead. Obviously, me a shake like a leaf. So anybody I go do whatever they need to do to protect themselves first. You get me? In that moment, guys, me don't want to play no hero, nothing. Me just want to go home. I just wanted to be safe without a straw lift by my head. I just wanted my safety at that point. I never care about being a hero. If you say turn around and get license plate, I did not care about being a hero at all. Probably y'all probably are going to say that, oh, you could have did do this or you could have did do that. Guys, my life come first. When I knew for sure that they were out of sight, I went down the hill, because it was kind of like a slope like they were on. So I walked down the street and I went on the main. And guys, not even $100, because when I went into the vehicle, I had $100 in my hand. And one of the guys in one of the back take $100 out of my hand. Not even one on at that time I did $100 for fear. They didn't even leave me with $100 to say, oh, pay your fare for go home. They didn't even leave me with $100. Down to the silver them what it in my bag they took. I had a pepper spray in my bag, they took the pepper spray. I had sanitizer in my bag, then take the sanitizer. Right? So yeah, I didn't have any money to go home. So what I did now, I walked down the road and stuff, and I saw two men. Yeah, you probably saying that moment, probably don't want to see no man or talk to no man or nothing. But what other choice did I have? I needed to go home. I didn't have any money or anything. So I approached them and I was like, good evening. And I started telling them what happened. And they were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear. And then ultimately I said to him, I'm asking if he could give me $100 to go home. And I asked him the direction where I can go to get such and such a taxi, and he directed me to where I could go. Right? So he actually gave me $300. So yeah, he gave me $300, and so I took a taxi, because I had to take 2 taxis from where they dropped me off before I could reach to my house, because usually it's 1 taxi from work to home, but where they dropped me off I had to take 2 taxis. I had to take one from where they left me to a bus stop that I knew, and then from that bus stop to my house. So I got a taxi from that place. Guys, I don't know how I'm brave enough to even go in our next taxi after all of that. But what was I going to do? I didn't know the area. Like I said, I know the area now, but back then I didn't know the area. So I had to take a taxi from there to my regular bus stop that I know. And then when I went to my regular bus stop, I saw one of my regular taxi guy that I know. And so I was telling him about everything that happened, and he was like, oh my god, I can't believe, you know, the whole works. So yeah, and this happened the 1st of April. At times I have this like nonchalant look on my face. So when I went home, I told my cousin, and I said to her, say, you know, I said, today some man kidnapped me, hold me up at gunpoint and robbed me. And she didn't believe me at first, you know. She didn't believe me at first because, one, it was April Fools, and as me say, I have a nonchalant look on my face at times. So she was like, she never really believed me. She was like, she thought I was joking. She said, yo, I could go to the police station, go report it. At that time I lived close to UE, so I went to the UE police station and I reported it there. Yeah, and of course me I want country girl people, so when me come with people, them right there and in there were like, come to your yard. Me no like town, me never like town from day one, but you come to your yard. We don't know how grandmother and mothers are people, so they were so terrified for me. It was a lot. It was a lot to take in, and this was the first time anything like this has ever happened to me. So yeah, that's what happened. So as I said, so obviously after that, no, I stopped taking taxi. I stopped taking public transportation. Yeah, I had a friend that started taking me to work now. So he came for me every morning, came for me from work every afternoon. After it happened, I started having the mindset like, listen, I have to get a vehicle now. I have to get a vehicle now. So from that moment, I started saving. In January, I started taking back the public transportation. But guys, every single morning when I walk out to that road to take a taxi, it terrifies me. It terrifies me. Every single morning I have to walk out there. It terrifies me. Sometimes I'm out there and I wait like probably half an hour to an hour sometimes, waiting for the Lord then to direct me to say, alright, going on that one day, that one is relative, that one is safe. Every single time I go into a vehicle, I'm still traumatized. So I go in the vehicle, guys, and I tend to stay at the end. So in one of them, man, they want if I go in at the middle. They always, when I see them do that day, if it is that they don't want me to stay at the end, I just don't go in at the taxi. Because I'm not making nobody sandwich me. If anything fear, I can't jump out. No. So from that moment, I just started staying at the end, and the moment I go in the vehicle, guys, I will make ear nice and well sleek. I mean, most of the window I go pull it up, I don't care. Me I wind down the window right beside me. And if I go in a one taxi and the man I say AC, me no want no AC, me I wind down the window. Come on, everybody outside to see what going inside. So some of the things that I observed before going into a taxi from that time was, it's heavy, the tint can't be too heavy. It have to be a tint so I can see through. I look for the taxi them that the windows are already wind down, and I keep it that way because the moment I go in there, I keep it that way. I tend to stay at the end. I tend to look for taxis that have more than one female in there. There were several things that I started observing more. I became so observant. I became so observant and so aware of my surroundings like never before. Like never before. And it took this happening to me that I actually realized that, listen, you need to pay attention to this, you need to pay attention to that. You need to look behind you when you walk on the road. Yes, nothing around the field, but look. Because you don't know who is behind you, you don't know who is tailing you, you don't know. All praises to the Almighty. In 2021, I was able to do so. I was able to get myself a vehicle. Even now, when I have my vehicle, like, I'm still even paranoid at times. Like, the moment I'm going on my vehicle, the first thing I do, I lock my door. Even when the shade is still up on the windscreen, the first thing I do, I lock my door. The first thing I do when I go in, when I open the door, I look around the back of the vehicle. I look around the back, and that's why I don't tint my vehicle, my car too heavy, because I say, listen, if anything go down, no one people can see in the car. Or if somebody fit in my car hide get in some way somehow, I want to be able to can sit inside of the vehicle. Even when you're on the road, you still have to like be cautious, and I'd be like, oh, one day if it's a person tail me or whatever. I don't know if it's me just being paranoid or what, but me take them all of them precautions there. I take them because I know what happened to me, and I know the feeling I felt when that happened. I know how I feel even now. I take all the necessary precautions that I need to, because I know that my life is valuable, and I know that there are persons out there that they need me. So I just need to take care of myself. Guys, I just want to, especially the females, this can happen to the males as well, but I just want to appeal to the females that girls, ladies, whenever you're on the road, whenever you're going to take a taxi, just be extra cautious. You can never be too careful, guys. You don't know who is watching you. You don't know. You just have to be observant of your surroundings. No matter how safe you may think your environment is, it's never 100% safe. You get me? Because trust me, you have some little, I have to call them creatures and animals, because that's exactly what they are. They're just out there waiting to prey on women who they think are vulnerable. So you just have to be extra cautious. And because we're women, they're like, oh, you know, some of them man here are just woman strength alone them have. So yeah, there's a time period in 2021, you know, where every minute you hear on the news, this a woman are missing, that the woman they're missing. And it's like, I was telling one of my friend when it happened, during the time it happened, because after it happened, I started hearing a lot more stories. I even saw an article in the newspaper with a woman having a similar story to myself, but she actually jumped out of the vehicle. You know, after that, I started hearing lots of kidnapping stories and all that. So it's like, it's a pattern now. They start, I don't know, it's like once one happens, it's like a domino effect, y'all. It's like a domino effect. Like it happened today, you hear say 3 more happen tomorrow, 5 more happen tomorrow, 10 more happen the next day. It's like a pattern now. Like them just get comfortable, like, yeah, this can work, this can work, this can work. If it was a case where they just, like, you know, when regular robbery, where a man will ride past, grab your bag and gone, grab your phone, gone, trust me, it wouldn't have that effect on me as them taking you. You don't know what them are going to do to you. You don't know if them are going to rape you. You don't know if them plan to kill you. You don't know. You're literally in suspense the entire time because you don't know what their next move is going to be. I remember even one of them were saying something like, a woman in my youth, a woman, you know. I don't know why they were making that statement, right? But I know that when I was in the vehicle, they said to me, a woman in my youth, a woman. Another pointer, guys, is to walk in groups if possible. I know not all the times you have the privilege of walking in a group, but it is always encouraged. Always let somebody be aware of where you're going. If you can share your location with a friend that you trust, do so. Take the license plate of the taxi, then look on the driver. People not care if them want to say to you, say, where are steer me down for? Look at the person so you can describe the person vividly. You have an idea, you can be able to describe the vehicle. Is it a silver vehicle, a black car, white car? You have the sticker thing at the side, the taxi thing at the side. It have the red plate. Don't take a robot, guys. Do not take any robot. That's just my little story, y'all. I just wanted to open up to you guys because you've become my little community, my little safe haven. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. If you guys or if you ladies have any similar experiences, you can always drop them down in the comment section. I'll be there. And yeah, if you have any safety tips as well, you can also drop them down in the comment section so others may benefit from it. I hope my little story has shed some light on safety and being more cautious. So yeah, that's it for today, y'all. I'll see you next day. I hope you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video. Until next time, guys, bye.